To round off our look at lighting, we'll make a lampshade. This is a vital piece of equipment for many indoor scenes, and is surprisingly complicated to make. I'm going to start with a cylinder. This one is 2 feet in diameter and 15 inches tall. The first thing to do is make the top face smaller to produce the truncated cone shape. Now copy the object and scale it very slightly smaller in X and Y. Select the top and bottom face of the new object and sweep them. Now Boolean subtract the inner object from the outer one. This is our basic lampshade. Let's put it in a simple room and see what happens. I'm going to put in a single point light inside the shade. Not very convincing. The shade is blocking the light, so it only appears through the top and the bottom. The first thing to do is switch off shadow casting for the point light. Now we're getting all-round illumination, but not the distinct pools of light above and below the shade. To make pools of light, we'll add a couple of spotlights. These are scaled so they fit nicely inside the shade, and they cast shadow-mapped shadows. Also, the aperture of the spots, or inertion ratio, is turned down so that the light they cast has a nice soft edge to it. Note that the point light is still in there, it's just hidden from view by the spots. Now we seem to have the illumination quite nicely sorted out, but the shade itself is still really dark. To fix this, we'll resort to a bit of fakery again. This material uses the translucency reflectance shader, which simulates light coming from within an object. The luminance is also turned up, so it doesn't have to be directly lit to be visible. Much better, but there's still something lacking. On a real lampshade, you can often see darker shadows cast by the internal frame. We'll add some now at the upper and lower edges of the shade. Select the top and bottom faces and sweep. Now drag the new faces back close to the shade. Now I'm going to paint all those new narrow faces with a texture very similar to the one we used for the rest of the shade. In this case though, the luminance and translucency of the reflectance shader have been reduced. And that is the basic lampshade setup. It's quite versatile though. Here it is in use on a floor lamp. But it can also be scaled and used as part of a ceiling rose. A model is included in the object library.